Previously, on keeping up with the Kenya Kwanza government.
So this push for the CJ to go home,
it is Ruto 100%.
And the outcome.
And it's a wider plan for leaguing.
A budget has been set aside through the National Intelligence Service, and all those petitions you are seeing against Justice Martha Koome, against judges of the Supreme Court.
The National Intelligence Service, NIS, finds itself under fire yet again. Not for its clandestine efforts to neutralize threats, but for allegedly conspiring with the president to dismantle the independence of the Supreme Court by 2027.
Tuseme ya kwamba we cannot accept, and we want to ask the international community to keep an eye on Kenya. Because Parliament has been captured, the opposition has been neutered. If now they capture the judiciary through the removal of Martha Koome and the Supreme Court judges, this country will slip into a dictatorship.
In a dramatic twist, Rigathi Gachagua, long considered a thorn in the side of the NIS, has come forward with explosive claims. According to Gachagua, the president has reportedly allocated a budget to the NIS with the aim of ensuring Chief Justice Martha Koome and her fellow Supreme Court judges are ousted well ahead of the general elections in 2027.
When I'm here in Meru, I want to say that we have seen a scheme to remove Justice Martha Koome from office as Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court. And I want to say, sisi tumesimama na Martha Koome, na hii maneno ya kumnyang'anya askari na nini ni kumuzia uoga so that she can resign. I want to ask my sister, Lady Justice Martha Koome, don't be intimidated. Don't. Stay put. You are doing a good job. Continue making sure that this is a country of the rule of law and constitutionalism. There is even a bigger scheme to dismantle the Supreme Court ahead of the 2027 elections. A budget has been set aside through the National Intelligence Service, and all those petitions you are seeing against Justice Martha Koome, against judges of the Supreme Court, is the machinations of the state, because they would like to put a Supreme Court, a bench that is amiable to what those in power want. Tuseme ya kwamba we cannot accept, and we want to ask the international community to keep an eye on Kenya. Because Parliament has been captured, the opposition has been neutered. If now they capture the judiciary through the removal of Martha Koome and the Supreme Court judges, this country will slip into a dictatorship.
Gachagua alleges that this scheme is part of a broader strategy to secure the 2027 elections. The president's objective, he claims, is to replace the current Supreme Court with one that is more cooperative and would favor the government in the event of an electoral dispute.
So we want to ask the international community to keep an eye on Kenya, and we want to ask the people of Kenya to be alert. Na hiyo maneno yote ya kumtoa Martha Koome tunajua ile inapangwa. Na inapangwa vile ilipangwa ya kutoa Rigathi Gachagua. It's a script ilikuwa imepangwa. Toa Rigathi Gachagua, kishamtoa, panga sasa toa Martha Koome, toa huyu. But we want to be vigilant, and we want to ask the people of Kenya to be vigilant so that the judiciary is not captured and Martha Koome is not hounded out of office and the Supreme Court is not disbanded ahead of the 2027 general election. Turamonera 18. Na tuthomaga marua meki bahasha ebago othe abago ya kuruta Martha Koome ni turamona, na hiyo ndio ilifanywa. Inspector General of Police Jafeth Koome aliambiwa fanya hii na hii na hii, mambo ingine nafanywa na National Intelligence Service. Inaonekana polisi ndio wameanguka, akalazimishwa kustaafu. Watu wetu wanaendelea kufukuzwa kwa kazi Mithika Linturi alifukuzwa. Kukawekwa kijana ambaye hakuna mtu anamjua. Mnajua hiyo kijana? Wa Meru tuko na viongozi ambaye kama nikupatia mtu kazi hapa katika Meru, apatiwe kiongozi ambaye anajulikana, ambaye anaweza watetea wa Meru na kusimamia haki zao. Sisi ndio tulichagua hii serikali, lakini sasa tumekaa nje, watu wetu wanaendelea kufurushwa. No Mugikuyu ugaga na no Mumeru ugaga. Gutire bureta kagate. Tire bureta kiaga. Hii maneno yote itaisha. Sisi ni watu wa Mungu, tuendelee kuomba Mwenyezi Mungu na atatuonekania na mambo yetu itakuwa sawa sawa. Ndimushokerie ngatho ni mahoya banyu. Muthira mbere na gutujitira na mahoya, na ithuĩ tuthie na mbere na kubangana, na hii uongozi wa Kenya tutaipanga sawa sawa. Jana nimeshida na Martha Karua, kiongozi wetu, na tumekubaliana vile tutakaa. Kesho tutakuwa na viongozi wengine kutoka area zingine. Tunaongea na wengine na tutapangana vizuri na mambo yetu itakuwa sawa, na hapo mbele tutafaulu. Ile tunaomba nyinyi muendelee kutuombea, muendelee kuombea nchi hii, muendelee kukaa na msimamo na muendelee na kupendana. Na sana sana tukae na umoja kama watu wa Mlima Kenya. Kwa sababu tukiwa na umoja, tukiwa tumependana, hatuwezi furushwa na hatuwezi pata shida hapo mbele.
Now this revelation has stirred public outrage and comes amid the government's controversial introduction of a new bill that critics argue could intimidate those challenging election outcomes. Now, the Assumption of Office of President and Transition of Executive Authority Bill 2024 has raised eyebrows across the political landscape. Here's what the bill proposes. Number 1, enhanced security for the president-elect. Now, the bill guarantees the president-elect and his deputy president-elect security privileges matching those of the sitting president and deputy, ensuring a seamless transition. Number 2, strict penalties for transition obstruction. The bill proposes that any state or public officer found obstructing the presidential transition process could face a 10 million Kenyan shillings fine, a 10-year jail term, or both. Number 3, flexibility in power transfer ceremony. The bill proposes that should the outgoing president fails to attend the swearing-in ceremony, the handover of power will proceed without affecting the legality of the transition. Number 4, continuity in governance. Now, to avoid a vacuum, the bill proposes that cabinet secretaries and principal secretaries will remain in office until new appointments are made by the incoming administration. Number 5, creation of a transition center. The bill also proposes establishing a transition center and appointing a committee to oversee the smooth transfer of executive authority.
So this push for the CJ to go home,
It is Ruto 100%.
and the outcome.
And it's a wider plan for leaguing.
Now, the bill now heading to Parliament for debate has sparked concerns that it could be a tool to tighten the government's grip on power while neutralizing opposition efforts to challenge election results.
Because he believes he's working. No, the good thing with Ruto, he has work plan that he has plan A, B, and C.
Just in case one backfires.
Just in case this fails, this will work. For him now, he's working to make sure there's no election. But if there will be an election, they must have a judge who favors them. So because they want to destroy the entire bench and create a bench for them.
Now, Gachagua's claim of a coordinated effort to remove the Supreme Court judges, coupled with the introduction of this bill, suggests a carefully calculated strategy ahead of the 2027 elections.
Ruto is that man who operates by himself, for himself, in himself. He doesn't believe in the opinions of people. He believes in himself. So they know this is the greatest weakness. And that's where every person is working, because there is a loophole. A loophole is that this man does not depend on advisory council. He works for himself.
Critics argue that dismantling judicial independence and intimidating dissenters would erode Kenya's democratic foundations.
Him, lakini wacha tutumie blanket. Unaona wanaitangwa nini? The top notch lawyers. Au nasikianga ndio kusema.
Kina Kaminwa.
Hiyo group, wacha na Kaminwa alizeka. Hiyo group nanga masmata. Wametengeneza pesa. Those are cartels.
Ahmed Nasir
nasema hao lawyers masmata wakubwa.
The senior counsels.
The big fish, the big fishes.
Yeah, I think I know them.
Those are the wao wanakuanga cartel. Those are cartel. Na hiyo sa cartel ndio iko against Martha Koome. It is a cartel. Those people they have money. They have intimidated the system. They know that wanasema hiyo unasikia ati we blow pesa sijui nini. Kuna venye watashika AESC watashika president himself, then they will come with a big story and then this one is going to bring you down. Give us 4 billion to catch him to cancel hii kitu. That is how they make their money. Si watu walienda kutetea. Hakuna. I know them. I know them. Some of them si wamenitafuta nikiwa Mungiki. Si kuna mmoja hapa hapo Imara Daima, mmoja alichukua shamba hapo ya nguvu. And I know him.
And he's still vocal up to now.
Na akatupatia pesa. Na he's still vocal. Very vocal. Na alichukua hapo na akauza, kajenga manyumba hapo Imara Daima in between General Motors. Kuna kanisa na kwanga na tent hapo. Hiyo shamba iko hapo. Tini roya. Roya gani?
But
those are the mafiosos. Dangerous people. Dangerous cartels. Nimesema hiyo top, top cream.
The top, the cream de la cream of the,
the la cream of the lawyers in Kenya. Ingia ofisi yake unaona ni kama umeingia paradise because of money za kunyaganyana.
Mimi nafikiria hizo pesa wanatoa kwa clients.
Clients wagani hao? Ni client mgani anaandika unasikia nina mtu mmoja najua friend ambaye ni anafanyanga kwa friend mmoja huyo hawa watu. Unakuta check nini imeandikwa invoice ya 32 million shillings. Sasa ulikuwa unatetea nini ya 32 million shillings? Unakaa kidogo unasikia ingine ya 40 million. Unakaa kidogo unasikia ingine ya 50 million. Na unaongojea unaenda mpaka kotini kuangalia hizo file. It was nothing so big. It's only that I represent an institution ya serikali. I represent it. Before we go for this, let me tell you, Kenya is being cleansed. Before we go for this thing that they are saying they want to remove huyo Koome ataenda. Lakini ataenda pia na wao. Kenya imeingia bahari pabaya. Kenya imechukuliwa, raia wamechukua na ni raia ambao hawaeleweki. Si unaona wanachora katuni? Kasongo mwana nangali. Lakini uelewi? Unawafunga wasiingie kwa barabara lakini wanakukuta kwa nyumba. Kenya is the way now, kutoka Januari kwenda mbele, there will be a lot of activism. A lot of disorganization and organization. Hawa watu wanasema watafanya ati Martha Koome, wao story zao ziko. These people unaona kwa computer, wanajua tu computer. Anaingia anatoa kodi yako, anakuangalia story yako venye ulianza mahali huko. 10 years ago you are pupa, saizi you are a billionaire. Really? Unasikia ulilipwa ati Kenya Army ilikulipa Kenya Army ilikulipa 50 million, 200 million. Ukasikia anti-corruption kutetea anti-corruption ilikulipa 60 million. Ulienda ukatetea nini? Ukatetea KCC ikakulipa 100 billion. Na unatafuta hizo file hakuna. Na sasa wewe unakuja kutuambia ati wewe ndio utabro ati whistleblower.
But
really?
I thought that their money is legitimate, you know.
Yes, it is legitimate because they made it without noise. Walitengeneza tujumu bila noise. Sasa ubaya sisi waizi wadogo kwa sababu hata sisi tunaibaga. We make a lot of noise. Wale ni cool. Is telephone. Kadiri kanaingia, yes, consider it done. Hiyo unasikia uko kwingine consider it done. Mwanana ndio huyo story inaishia hapo. Na utasikia ikiingia kwa account. Maana ni cool, imetengenezwa huko kwa mawaya.
So the issue here is if Koome goes home, she's gonna sweep.
No, the day they will start that move, it will be a can of worms that will open up.
But it's already active on Twitter right now.
Yes, now wait until and it's coming up. It will be a kind of warm. Watu unaona hawa wanapush. Utaona story zao. Si uliona wakati wa nani? Wa hawa majaji walikuwa na nani? Walikuwa na Gachagua. So you saw their stories. How they relate with the Kingi, how they relate where, how they relate where, wapi. Unajua sisi bado ni family people. Bado tuko hapa, mwingine yako hapa, mwingine yako hapo. Mwingine anafanya kazi na serikali, bibi yako anafanya wapi. So these things will come up. Wewe about unapanua mdomo, story yako tunaiekelea hapo. Wewe unapanua mdomo, story yako. And now ni social media, sio gazeti utapiga Nation, I'm going to sue you. So utasue nani? Sasa wewe YouTube yako who can sue you? Ile kitu anaweza kufanya ni akuzuu ufungwe miezi 6 banki nafsi na alipe chakula ukulage. Kuna mali ingine atakupeleka because that's a simple matter.
Now, Apostle, so are you foreseeing that if the CJ goes home, can you suggest names that might be suggested to take over that seat?
Hiyo mmoja tumetaja. Namba 2 atatoka Coast. These 3 judges will be rewarded. The Gachagua judges, one will be rewarded, will be pushed for a reward. And also we'll have one from the Luoland. I don't want to mention their names, but with time we'll see their names coming up. And another one will come from the Luya land. And some few Kikuyus. Of course, Kikuyus will not be left behind because of the carrot hanged on the Kikuyus. Yes.